All right, looks like Father Christmas has arrived early this year and we're going to have ourselves a cracking unboxing. I'm not English, I don't know why I did it that way. You know what, let's just get into this. All right, welcome back to another episode of Paul's Collectibles. If you're new to the channel, it's good to have you. Thanks for stopping by. Take a look around and see if there's anything else you might like. I've got a fairly comprehensive collection of Star Wars 3 3/4 inch action figures and a whole bunch of clone and stormtrooper helmets as well. And if you're a returning viewer, I really appreciate having you. Thanks for stopping by again and joining me. Today, we're going to be doing an unboxing on the Celebrate the Saga multi-packs, of which I got 2 today. I ordered them from Entertainment Earth back in August of 2020, August 21st to be exact, and they were a pre-order that was promised to me in October. Now, I received them on October 23rd, 2020, which is kind of late in the month, but the funny thing was I didn't get any email notifications that they were shipping or that they had arrived or anything like that, so I was unable to track them to see when they were shipped. I probably could go find out, but frankly, too lazy. So, I'm guessing there's a distinct possibility they may have been with the United States Postal Service for probably a week or so in there and were shipped a little while ago. Regardless, Entertainment Earth never lets me down. They promised them in October, got them in October, no complaints. Each of these packs was about $30, $29.99 plus shipping and taxes depending on where you're from. And the first one is the Jedi. And the second one is the Galactic Republic, which basically translates to a bunch of clones. So with that, let's get into this and see what we got.
Okay, you want service. Okay, you want service. Okay, you want service. Okay, you want us. You want service. Okay, you want service. Okay, you want service. Okay, you want us. You want service. Okay, you want service. Okay, you want service. Okay, you want us. You want service. Okay, you want service. Okay, you want service. Okay, you want us.
All right, there's an overview of the figures out of the box. A couple of things to point out pretty quickly here. These are, as I've mentioned before, 5 points of articulation or 5 POA figures, meaning that if you plan to take these out of these packages and use them for, say, army building in a diorama or something of that effect, they're not going to be as posable as the regular vintage collection figures that are coming out right now. These don't have bending elbows and their knees don't bend. As you can see in here, the little cracks in their robes means that they only bend forward and backwards right there. Now for me, that's not a problem. Once again, I'm going to keep them in these packages and display them just like this. So especially this one over here, I'm pretty excited about having both of these. But let's get an up close look at each of these packages. Now, this was the Jedi Order Celebrate the Saga, and as usual, it came with 4 figures and a droid. Now, as anybody who's followed this channel knows, I collect Sith, Jedi, clones, and stormtroopers. So when I saw these packs come out, you know I just had to have them. So let's take a close look here. We got a purple astromech droid there. I think that's no coincidence because I know that Mace Windu and Samuel L. Jackson were big fans of the purple. So that was probably put in there for a reason. We'll figure out what his name is on the back in just a second. And then we've got a 5 points of articulation Samuel L. Jackson. As a point of trivia, the Samuel L. Jackson figure from Phantom Menace was the very first one I picked up in the modern age, and it got me started on collecting. But he comes with his purple lightsaber, it's ignited, and that's a really good sculpt of his head. I'm kind of impressed with that one. Moving right along, we've got Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars, obviously here. And I will be honest with you, this sculpt of his head is much better looking than the ones that we've seen previously. Like, they recently reissued him on a vintage collection card back, and of course he had all of the articulation, but the face sculpt just didn't quite do it for me. I wasn't very impressed. So, and then over here we've got Yoda. That's a really good sculpt of Yoda as well. He's got his tiny little green lightsaber. And then finally we got Obi-Wan Kenobi over here, Clone Wars era. Very good looking figure. On the top just says Jedi Order. On the side, Jedi Order. And we'll move to the back here. Gives you a brief paragraph about them, and it says, a noble order of protectors unified by their ability to tap into the power of the Force, but not good enough to prevent them from being destroyed by their own troops. Anyway, Yoda, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and then that is, R4A7. Well, good for R4A7, the purple droid accompanying the noble Jedi. And as you can see, they're minimally posable. They did a pretty good job of making them look pretty regal here, so I can't complain too much. Once again, going to display them right in the package. All right, let's take a look at the others. This is the Galactic Republic 5 set from Celebrate the Saga, and man, I just love the clone troopers. I thought they were awesome characters, especially as precursors to the stormtroopers, and any chance I get to pick up one or several in this type of package, I always snap it up. Once again, 5 points of articulation, but I don't care. These figures are just beautiful. Let's take a look at these. They've got the Phase 1 clone trooper, and that is one of the best sculpts on his helmet I have seen. I have no complaints about that, and it is really good looking. Then we move on to the shock trooper, and as a quick aside, each of these comes with a slightly different blaster rifle, it appears, as well. Some of them are a little bigger and have other accoutrements on them as opposed to their brethren. Now, this is the shock trooper, as I mentioned, and that painting detail, the articulation on the helmet, I mean, that's just a thing of beauty. They did a really good job, and I just am not going to complain in any fashion. Now, anybody who knows me knows I don't care anything for the ridiculous battle droids, but he just happened to come in this pack, so I've got one. And I think I end up with like 3 battle droids in my collection because they keep putting them in with things that I like, such as the clone troopers. So we're just going to move on. I think that's OOM-10, or OOM-10 or whatever. And over here we have, I believe that's 212th Attack Battalion. Those are Kenobi's troops that you see on Utapau helping him out. Hell, it might even be Clone Commander Cody, because as you can see up here in the corner of his uniform, it would appear he's got some sort of rank Cody wore, and it looks a lot like him. So maybe that is Clone Commander Cody. But once again, man, it's just beautiful detail. 3 3/4 inch action figures have come a long way, even since the Phantom Menace days, and especially from the ridiculous Power of the Force days. Finally, that's a 501st regular trooper. These were Anakin Skywalker's guys, and eventually became known as Vader's Fist. Got their name from the famous costuming club. As a preview, pay attention to my channel, because I will be doing something very interesting and out of the ordinary slightly on my channel with the 501st coming up soon, so watch out for that. All right, let's get back to this. Switching the box to the back side, yeah, that says 501st Legion Trooper, and that is a Phase 1 clone trooper. That's a shock trooper, and oh, I was right, look at that. They're actually calling him Commander Cody, which is a good thing. And OOM-10, I was right. I could do without that figure, but I'm not going to be opening this package, so he's going to have to stay in there and continue to be seen with the rest of my collection. And then finally, Supreme Chancellor Palpatine created a grand army of the Republic, legions of clone troopers, massive star cruisers, and advanced weaponry. And there's the description for you. And all these packages are pretty much the same. They have the names of the characters on one side. It just says what they are on the top and on the back, and all the bottoms are all legalese. So there you have it. Celebrate the Saga Jedi Order and Celebrate the Saga Galactic Republic. A couple of excellent sets I have no complaints about, and I appreciate you joining me on this video. I still have a ton of merchandise coming in. As a matter of fact, I'm filming this on Mando Monday, and they announced a whole bunch of new really cool vintage collection figures, which I'll be picking up. So until the next video,